Hello, everybody. We are here today to preview a new aircraft that is coming out on October 27th, and it's the H160 by Hype Performance Group. They have put out a killer helicopter. This thing, I've flown this thing, I don't even know for how many hours now, but it is absolutely one of my favorite aircrafts now. I can't stop flying this thing because it's fun. It's easy to fly, even though it's very detailed and very it's very technical. And it's not even really technical to the point where it's a study level, but it's technical to the point where it's just fun. So let's do a quick walk around and we'll show off the aircraft's detailed because this thing is amazing in detail. I mean, the rivets, they're not just like a sticker or just painted on. These things are actually modeled, it looks like, which is awesome. Like, oop, too far, right there. You can almost see that they're modeled in. Even the windshield is very weathered. It's really detailed in the fact that it's not going to be looking like a brand new aircraft. It's going to actually show wear and tear to the level of it just looks realistic. Even the cage for the intake for the engines look amazing. Even for the exhaust, it looks really good back here. If you look in the actual sunlight, like with the reflection, that looks really, really good. The tail rotor looks really good with the rivets and everything. Then you have on this the wing in the back. You see screws in there very clearly too. There's just so much detail. The rotor at the top, I've never seen design like that, but it's really cool. And it's very highly detailed. And this helicopter release is, like I said, 27th of October, 2023. And it is being released for $49.99. I think that's actually worth it at this stage. Now, like I said, this is a preview copy. It's not going to be the full version of the helicopter, so there are things that's going to be missing. Bugs I could potentially run across. It's just a preview copy, and I'm looking forward to when this release because I'm going to get the $50 version so I can get all the extra bells and whistles that are not with the preview copy. So, let's go ahead and jump into the aircraft, and we can start her up. And then this thing does also have a automatic takeoff feature. It's an autopilot takeoff, which is really, really cool. Let's go ahead and turn off the rotor brake. We're gonna do the startup process, and then we're gonna go right into the automatic takeoff. There's two types of automatic takeoff. There's rearward takeoff and vertical takeoff. And there's also rejected takeoff, which we'll demonstrate. Hopefully we don't kill the aircraft doing this, but you never know. It is me, you know. So we're going to go ahead and kick on the battery. These are the batteries. Battery is on. And then we're going to kick the gen on. I don't know why the rotor is moving. All right, RA 1 and 2, FMS 1 and 2. We've already put it to idle. I don't know why the rotor was moving when it was, because it wasn't technically not the engines weren't engaged, but it is what it is. Let's go down here now. So we're going to turn on backup SAS, AP1, AP2. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the radio. We're going to turn on that. Let's go ahead and arm emergency lights, emergency exit lights. The seatbelt sign is on already. Thought that was off a moment ago, but it's all right. We're going to go ahead and do anti-collision lights, white and red. So when you do the, right there, white and red. So it says white and then red right here, but once you click all the way up, it's both of them together. External lights, positioning lights are on. These are in op. Where we're daytime, so we're not worried about that. I believe we are good to go on that front. So, first things first, go to the tablet. The tablet has a lot of cool things. The tablet has your crew. You can take out your co-pilot. You can put in your pilot, which I don't like doing because it tends to overlay. You see him through you. Depends on what field of vision or format or location you want your camera. You can remove your passengers, which I don't even know if I showed them. There they are back there. We're going to put 50% fuel in. Forgot to do that, because why not? Payloads is 0 pounds. Not sure how accurate that is, but of course you can manipulate that. The nice thing is it gives you the fuel that you have actually tells you how long the fuel will last. So we're looking at just under 5.5 hours of fuel. So, and you can change the pilot from the hype or the hype version or the Asobo version. The hype version for the co-pilot or Asobo, which I have off for Asobo, so we're just gonna leave that like that. Hello, how you doing? Your equipment. So not all the equipment is available right now. So you have your floats. I'm not sure what a delt is. You have sensors, you have hooks, HISL, your FLIR camera, your cam, belly tanks. You can add an additional fuel tank to it. Hover pump. I don't know exactly what that is. Anyways, oh, I forgot to show that too. These are your covers for different environments, which are freaking cool. I'll show that later on. It's really cool. I'm actually impressed with it. Your FMS system software. So that's what this is. We are using the free version of this. There is a premium version out there. Don't have the premium version because I really don't use it that much. So, and since I'm American, I did change it to gallons, pounds, and inches, and then Fahrenheit. Rotor downwash visual effects is on. And then pilot automatic hide, head and body, head only, and then setup. This is how you would set the aircraft up if you want. Like so you can set up for realistic. That's how I have it. Damage is on, vortex ring, all kinds of things. This thing has got so much going for it. Like when I loaded into this landing spot, it was already, the engine was already started at everything. I came down here cold dark, it shuts everything off. Or you can just, if you spawn anywhere that the engines are off, you could already have it so it's ready to take off. So you do have, over time that you fly this aircraft, it will automatically damage itself, like maintenance-wise. Not like it's purposely damaging, but it's a maintenance schedule or a maintenance efficiency you have to be. So if you don't take care of this aircraft over time, it will actually have failures, which I think is really, really cool. And I know that PMDG does it for their aircrafts too. I found that out inadvertently. Then you can actually force failures for scenarios. So you can actually force these failures as like maybe a role-playing type deal or something like that, maybe. And the same with these. These are, I believe, electronical failures. So, all right. Maps and missions. So this is if you had they put missions in for the helicopter. But I'm pretty sure that on launch, then since this uses the Hype's mission editor and something like that. I haven't really used it a lot, but you can be able to make your own missions. They'll probably have missions already available on launch that you can use it for. Documentation. It's kind of messed up right now in the preview version because it's giving you user guide for the H145, but this is where normally you would go for the actual user guides for this aircraft. And then help documentation that takes you to your PC probably on a web browser. I don't really know what little nav map is. Never really messed with it, so not sure. Sound mixer, you can mess with your audio of the aircraft. Alarms, I'm sure everyone knows what an alarm is. This has to do with the weather, I believe. And you just put in your airport code, and it should give you, like, say if I do KCMH, where I'm located, look up. Okay, it gives you that data. Not sure how you would use it, since I'm not that high of a level. Like, I'm not super expert on all this type of lingo. Web page, you can search the web on here. Don't know why you would, but you never know. Everyone has their reasons. EFB Connect, not sure what that is. Flappy Birds, we're not going to go into that because I suck at that. Alright, then you have my tablet. You can program, so like if you have the parking brake on, which I should actually have that on, but I don't. Right there. So you can actually, tells you on the tablet if the parking brake's on. So you can also set the PC time so it reflects on here. So it's like, cool, it's 12:46 p.m. right now. Or in sim, it is 11:46 a.m., which is technically correct because we're in Chicago, we're an hour behind. And then you have UTC time, which is universal time, I believe, is how they would say it. But also, you could change it to 24-hour time. So I'm prior military. I'm U.S. United States Army. I love my 24-hour time. Can't go without it. Then you have your hype online. They can basically, I'm not share the information to the public. So this is what public information you are sharing. I usually go no data because I'm that kind of person. Hype radio. Against a radio. Direction finder, closest air, medical facilities, I believe, and test event or events test. So I don't know exactly if it's maybe failures or something like that, but I saw something in here that caught my eye, and that's the H-160M weapons, which means it's a military variant. Is there a military variant of this helicopter coming out on launch? Or not, maybe not on launch, but maybe down the road, because you have fire secondary, installed, pod left, right. I mean, reload rockets, clean up all rockets, master arm. You have all kinds of things for the H-160 weapons. That's why I'm like, ooh. Are we going to have a military variant, which I would so be on board for? I mean, come on. You can't just put that in here and tell us, oh, that was a mistake. I don't think it is, though. But they will, I'm sure they'll say something about the additional variants down the road. But that is, well, you also have what you would normally have, your autopilot and doors, where you can actually slide your door open, like back here. Yep, all your doors are open. That one didn't open. There you go. Everything's shut back up. Then you have your lights. So you have right now your nav lights, red beacon, and then your white strobe. Then you have actually a search and landing light, which is, we'll turn on right now. There they are. And then you have your logo. You have your high intensity searchlights. I think that's only if you you're equipped with the searchlight. All right, we're gonna go ahead and turn off landing lights. Now we're gonna move into our automatic takeoff. Hopefully it works for me. The last time it did not. It's been probably since I've been testing this and working with it. I probably have a 70% success rate on the takeoff. But what you want to do first, there's a button right here called, well, you can't see it, it just says push. NR high. It increases the RPMs of the blades by, I think, 5 or 10%, so it gives you better lift. I'm not sure if there's a full technical reason why it is, but that's how I've kind of like taking it. So we're going to go into flight mode. Hit NR high. Trying to readjust my camera. It still says idle. All right, so and then you come down here to the TO and hit and I'm going to do a vertical takeoff first. So we're going to click down to vertical. I'm going to also increase the TDP, which is altitude on takeoff, to 180. Change this SCT to HSI, which is for the vertical, however. Yeah, we're gonna go however. So you can see the helipad below, essentially, for when you're hovering. Now the next thing is, and I believe that's all, if I have everything correct. We are going to be able to slowly lift off and then hit the hover button, which should be right about here. And then I think we have to be 50 feet off the ground for then to hit the GA, which I'll show you, for go around, and it will automatically take off vertically. So let's give it a shot. I've never been great at takeoffs, but the automatic takeoff, if it works well, it will be a saving grace for me. All right, lifting the collector. Come on. Ooh, okay, that was kind of sketchy. Oh, that's really sketchy. Holy crap, that was sketchy. All right, and then we're going to hit GA. There it is, vertical takeoff. Holy crap. First time during the video. So yeah, and you it'll climb up to this point, to the 180 feet. Oh, it took a freaking gas truck out with me. All right. We're approaching that marker. Hit GA again, and it will take you out. And then we can hit the landing gear button. And now we're heading out over the lake. Airspeed control, vertical speed, heading, everything's locked now, so it's just gonna go straight now. So if you wanted to change heading without actually using the stick, this is where things get really cool, in my opinion at least. So you have heading and vertical speed. So if you look right here, I'm going to change the heading. Actually, that is the vertical speed, my bad. So the left side is vertical speed, but then the right side one is changing the heading. So we're going to change the heading and turn around and go back towards Chicago. Do a little bit more. Head towards downtown Chicago. Now, I will say this with a helicopter. I'm no expert on flying a helicopter by any means. So landing is the hardest in a helicopter, in my opinion. And it is not fun. There we are. But, I mean, I just love helicopters. Probably almost just as much as it's a fighter jet. Probably because you don't see them as nearly as often. Alright, we're going towards Chicago. Vertical speed is still up, so we're going to drop the vertical speed so we can maintain, actually, hold altitude right there. So you hit the hold altitude button, it actually will hold for you. We're going to also disengage parking brake. Other things this thing has wipers. And you can change the speed of it. There is a lot. You have vertical nav. Map. You can change the map too. You can have none. Vector dark, topology, or satellite. This aircraft is freaking awesome.
Warning, obstacle.
There is no obstacle ahead. So the little warning that says pull up, you have an obstacle, it's pretty sensitive. I mean, you can be well out of the obstacles like line, and it's still gonna be like, oh, you're gonna hit us. So we're just now passing under 3.5 hours of fuel. Look at that beautiful skyline right there, or city environment. Chicago. Oh, you want to also change that back to the SCT when you're done taking off. This also has traffic warning. So if you have traffic around you, flying around, or if it's coming close, it will give you a warning. I believe I have it all turned on properly down through here, because that's where it would be at, I believe. Not sure what I just clicked, but that's interesting. But all right, let's go ahead and go back to the airport. We can do a rearward departure, or rearward takeoff. So stand by. All right, we're back at the helipad now. We're gonna do our rearward departure, or auto takeoff feature. So the first thing you want to do, again, NR1 or NR high, NR1. Click that. Make sure that's green on. Good to go. Then you come back into that TO again, and then you hit rearward takeoff. Right there it is. We're gonna do this one. At 200. Right click on this so it confirms the TO and the TDP. Gonna bring this back down. Should be go for takeoff. Click on the parking brake. And then we can let's go ahead and pull the collective, or pull on the collective. All right, and now we do the same thing again. GA. All right. She is being pulled backwards. Right there. Now, before you're doing this, you want to make sure that you are actually cleared to do a rearward takeoff. Not in all environments are like that. So I'm pretty sure in this environment, this would not been this would not have been cleared. This would probably have been some type of violation or something like that. I don't know, but it's just an assumption. But then once we get to our altitude, designated altitude for takeoff, we then will hit GA again, and then it will take us on the outbound takeoff. Give it a little more time. I'm actually kind of curious if it will automatically transition once it hits that 200 mark. We'll see what happens. Once it hits 200, we'll see if it automatically does it. Almost there. I think we're past it though. Oh well. We'll just click GA again for go around. And she'll angle out and take us out. And then we can lift our gears up. We can also turn off our landing and searchlight. They get pulled up, retracted in. So there are, in the preview copy I have, there's only two variants. There's the luxury and there's civilian. You can open the doors up from right here. Even you can open them up right now. Don't know why any pilot would ever do that, but I just did. Open up the porthole, get some air into the cabin. Now, I know this is only a preview copy, but I really wish that when this opens, it gets louder. I really don't see here a real clear distinction on difference on how loud it gets. Now since we went back to the helipad, we now have only just under 2 hours of fuel. But now we're gonna go back to the fuel or to the landing pad and demonstrate the rejected takeoff, which is interesting. So let's go ahead and do that. Be right back. And once again, we are back on the helipad. We're gonna go ahead and kick on the parking brake. Let's see. We're gonna do a. Let's do a vertical. Actually, no. Yeah, we'll do a vertical takeoff. Vertical takeoff. Let's do. We'll do 130 for the TDP. Excuse me. All right. Everything's set right here. Fine. We want to come up here to NR, then our high. All right. So what's going to happen is this. We're doing a vertical takeoff. We're going to simulate an issue with the engine when we're doing our vertical takeoff. So I'm already prepping. Well, we'll keep that close. So we're going to go ahead and pull the collective up. Alright, so that was probably a better, way better hover takeoff. we're going to click the GA. She's going to take off now. And then, oh, we just had an engine failure or engine malfunction. Rejected takeoff right there. Oh, yep. See, that was a problem I had before. So you want to be quick on the collective, because if you can cushion your landing. We're going to do that one more time. So vertical takeoff, 130. Confirm it. Take collective, give the collective some power. Hover right there. We are now hovering. GA. We're going to go up. We're going to go up. Oh, we got an engine problem. We got an engine problem. Rejected. There it is. Takes you back to exactly where you were. Really freaking cool, highly sophisticated system. Love it. Absolutely amazing. HPG, I believe you knocked this one out of the park. So yeah, engine 2 is now idle because we had a malfunction. Oh, we're going to put it back up to full power. Everything's within the right parameters. We're going to go ahead and redo the whole landing procedure. Vertical takeoff. We're just going to keep it at 130. Confirm. And our high is still on. Give the collective power. Hover. And then we'll do the GA. We'll let her go up to the altitude that we've designated. Turn off the landing lights. And then click GA again or go around. And while that's doing that, we are going to change our course. Gear up. This entire time, the only time I've actually touched the flight stick was for takeoff, so I can hold her steady. Now, right now, I have not been touching the flight stick at all. It's been pretty much all, I guess you can call it autopilot, essentially. Now, I'm going to attempt to do a landing at some point. Am I good at landings? Hell no. But, for content, we're going to do it. Even though it's going to make me look like a fool. But right here, we are going over downtown Chicago. Yeah, see, looking at an obstacle, but there is no really obstacle. It's super sensitive. I'm wondering if there's a proximity you have to be that it's basically saying, hey, you're within this range of this obstacle. But no, I gave it a red and pull up. Oh, excuse me. All right, so where we're gonna do this? Heading off, vertical speed, no. Well, we're gonna keep maintain altitude, airspeed. So we're gonna take control now, finally.
Warning, obstacle.
Where? All right, there's that lakefront. Oh, that's literally a lakefront airport. Just like Burke Lakefront, I mean Cleveland. But a little more on the lake. It's like an island almost. All right, altitude off. Gear down.
Warning, obstacle.
Turn that off. Reducing collective or collector.
Warning, obstacle.
We have kind of a good approach. I feel at least. A little more power. Yeah, she's pulling on the inside. Or inside. She's pulling to the right.
Caution, terrain. Caution, terrain. Caution, obstacle. Warning, obstacle.
Alright, so we are down a little bit closer to the ground. Come on. Alright, hover on. We're gonna go to the hover. I'm being very, very cautious when doing this landing. I don't want to screw this up.
Warning, obstacle. Warning, obstacle.
Oh, she is not liking me right now.
Warning, obstacle.
Come on. There we go. There we go. Close. Alright, so let's go ahead and do altitude off. Oh, come on. 100 feet off the ground. I am going to be 100% honest. That's probably the best landing I've ever done. Let's see if we can do this. Alright, let's go ahead and we're going to take off for a second. We're going to kind of taxi. Alright, right there. So we're going to taxi. And I believe this is actually how helicopters taxi. I could be also completely wrong. But, I mean, this helicopter is so easy to fly. It's so easy to handle. Probably, I mean, and it's still yet a sophisticated helicopter. So challenging to taxi this thing. Trying to get to the point where we took off. Not the exact. All right, here's the one of the helipads. It was right beside where we took off. Ooh. All right, and we're gonna do a shutdown. All right, let's go ahead and put it back to idle. Have it spin down a bit. Turn off everything. And then kill the engine. We're gonna kill everything. Pull the rotor brake. We're not perfectly in on the helipad, but you know what? It's still pretty damn good. But there it is. That's the preview of what is to come on October 27th. I hope everyone looks forward to this helicopter. I know for the full version to come out, I'm looking very much forward to it. I hope this is enough to hold you guys over until that moment. This is a good one. Until next time, have a great one. And if you haven't liked and subscribed to the channel yet, do that now. Thank you. Have a good one.